The precious gift of time. In a bustling city, nestled between mountains and rivers, lived a man named Ethan. Like many, he was a relentless pursuer of success, juggling a demanding career, personal ambitions, and countless obligations. Ethan had a peculiar habit. He was obsessed with his watch. It wasn't an ordinary timepiece. It was a family heirloom passed down from his grandfather, intricately designed with a ticking heart that seemed to whisper secrets about time itself. For Ethan, the watch symbolized control over his day, a reminder that every second mattered. Yet, ironically, he often found himself lamenting the lack of time. "If only I had more hours in a day," he would mutter as he rushed from meeting to meeting, barely stopping to eat, sleep, or breathe. His friends and family joked that he lived life as if it were a race against an invisible clock. One fateful evening, after yet another long day, Ethan stumbled upon a quaint antique shop, tucked away in an alley he had never noticed before. Drawn by curiosity, he stepped inside. The air was thick with the scent of aged wood and parchment. Shelves lined with peculiar artifacts loomed around him, each holding a story of its own. An old man behind the counter, with eyes as sharp as the edge of a knife, greeted him.
"Looking for something specific?"
The man asked, his voice calm yet piercing. Ethan hesitated.
"I'm not sure. I suppose I could use more time."
The old man smiled knowingly and gestured for Ethan to follow him to a back room. There, resting on a velvet cloth, was an hourglass unlike any Ethan had ever seen. Its frame was gilded, and the sand within shimmered like liquid gold.
"This
The man began.
is the hourglass of perception. It's said to reveal the true nature of time to those who seek its wisdom. But beware, its lessons are not always gentle."
Ethan, skeptical but intrigued, reached for his wallet.
"How much?"
The man shook his head.
"It cannot be bought with money. You must trade something valuable."
Ethan hesitated, then removed his cherished watch and placed it on the counter. The old man nodded, handing him the hourglass.
"Use it wisely."
He whispered. That night, Ethan set the hourglass on his desk and turned it over. As the golden sand began to trickle, an overwhelming drowsiness overcame him. His head hit the desk, and he slipped into a deep slumber. When he awoke, he found himself in an unfamiliar place, a vast, endless desert. The sky was an eternal twilight, painted with hues of orange and purple. Before him stood a figure cloaked in light.
"Welcome, Ethan."
"Ethan?" the figure said, its voice resonating like a symphony.
"I am the keeper of time. You've sought to understand the value of time, and so you shall."
Ethan blinked, unsure if he was dreaming.
"What is this place?"
It is a realm where time reveals itself in ways the living often fail to see. Walk with me.
As they journeyed through the desert, the keeper waved its hand, and scenes began to materialize in the air like vivid projections. The first scene showed a younger Ethan, playing in a park with his parents. His laughter echoed, pure and unburdened. The keeper spoke.
This was a moment of joy untainted by the weight of tomorrow. Do you remember it?
Ethan nodded, a lump forming in his throat.
I do, but those days are long gone.
The keeper shook its head.
Time does not erase moments, it stores them. They are treasures you can revisit if you choose to.
The next scene depicted Ethan as a teenager, surrounded by friends, dreaming about the future. They talked about ambitions, adventures, and making a difference.
Here,
The keeper said,
you saw time as infinite, brimming with possibilities. Yet as you grew older, you traded wonder for worrying. Why?
I guess I got caught up in responsibilities.
Ethan admitted.
Life happened.
The keeper stopped and turned to him.
Life will always happen, but how you engage with it is your choice. Every moment is a canvas. Are you painting or merely watching the clock?
They continued walking until they arrived at a third scene. This one was harder for Ethan to watch. It showed him ignoring his loved ones, missing his sister's recital, cutting short phone calls with his parents, cancelling plans with friends, all in the name of work.
I didn't mean to neglect them.
Ethan whispered, guilt washing over him.
Yet you did.
The keeper said gently.
Time is the most valuable gift you can give someone. Once spent, it cannot be reclaimed. Your loved ones cherished your presence, but you treated it as disposable. Why?
Ethan had no answer. Finally, they arrived at a scene of Ethan as an old man, sitting alone in a dimly lit room. The room was filled with trophies, certificates, and accolades. But it was silent. No laughter, no voices of loved ones. Just the ticking of a clock on the wall.
Is this the future I'm destined for?
Ethan asked, his voice trembling.
It is one possibility,
The keeper replied.
but the future is not set in stone. The sands of time are always shifting. What matters is how you choose to spend the time you have.
Ethan fell to his knees.
I don't want to end up like this. I want to change.
The keeper smiled.
Then do so. Remember, Ethan, time is not your enemy. It is your companion, offering you moments to create, to love, to grow. Treat it with respect, and it will reward you.
Ethan awoke with a start, the hourglass still on his desk. The golden sand had stopped flowing, and the room was filled with the first light of dawn. For the first time in years, he felt a sense of clarity. From that day forward, Ethan lived differently. He began to prioritize what truly mattered. He spent more time with his family, rekindled old friendships, and found joy in the simple moments he had once overlooked. He still worked hard, but he no longer let his ambitions overshadow his relationships or his well-being. The hourglass remained on his desk, a constant reminder of the lesson he had learned. Time is not just about seconds, minutes, or hours. It is about the memories we create, the connections we nurture, and the life we build. Ethan's story spread through the city, inspiring others to rethink their relationship with time. He often spoke at schools, community centers, and even corporate events, sharing his journey and urging people to embrace the precious gift of time.
Remember,
He would say, holding up the hourglass.
time is the only currency we truly own. Spend it wisely, and you'll find that life is richer than you ever imagined.
And so, Ethan's life became a testament to the power of time, not as a fleeting resource to be hoarded, but as an endless opportunity to live with purpose, passion, and gratitude.